Good morning, good day to you as usual, wherever, whenever you listen to this series of Knowledge Seekers workshops from Keshe Foundation Space Institute. May welcome you back, and we know many more people are joining to learn more, and interesting enough is what we learn is acceptable to us, and we can accept the reality of how we are connected to part of the universal energy. We are another medium in the structure, as are galaxies and stars and planets. But the most interesting part is, it came from a ray over the life of the universe, interaction of the fields. It started to becoming little entities according to the inertia of the time and the space. In these little dots finding each other, common denominator balance, lead to the creation of planetary system first, and then with a higher order energy became galaxies, and it became stars that made the galaxies, and then the galaxies which made the universe. And now, as we came from the rays of the Creator, became the first atom ever in the universe, and now to galaxies that again coming down the line in reduction of the certain field of strength, back to the human cell, and back to smaller part which is more condensed, more active, we call the soul of the man. In a way, if you look at the structure of the creation, we came from a condensed package, opened up, became little things, first atoms, first fundamental elements, then the atoms, and then the planet's structure, and then the creation of the stars, and then the creation of galaxies. And now, in expansion, is condensing back into again a planetary system, and then a man. What's the difference between the soul of the man and the soul of the Creator? And what has made man to become so self-centered? In one of my talks some time ago, I explained the difference between the man and the Creator. If we look at the man, he's selfish. He has to possess everything. He has to be the biggest, the strongest. We fight for possessing another woman. We fight for possessing another man. We fight for possessing entities and materialistic life. And we give a very little back for it. But the difference sits between the two, and that's why needs to be understood. The Creator is the giver with little to attract. not selfish. The man is selfish and very little to give. When the soul of the man comes to that point of balance with the Creator, when it becomes the twin, this is the state with Mitra achieved. I learn love, I share love, and with love I change you. That apple, as we said, is the love. Mitra is the Eve, and the Creator is the Adam. But what do we need to understand? Where does the soul of the man goes? At the point of separation of the dimension of physicality of manifestation on this planet. Surely it does not die, because now it takes a new dimension. Surely, where it takes its position, as we've seen, it would not go in the dimension of balancing with its Creator to receive the enlightenment or the knowledge of that path of the atom which went through everything to become the energy of the soul of the man. All man chooses to, or the soul of the man, according to the energy attained during his lifetime on this body of the man, to position itself closer to the source, to become part of influencing the others, or away from the source to be influenced by those who create the influencing it, the environment of the creation with the Creator. A discussion point will come for man to understand is very simple. Do we become generous or giver the same as the Creator, which in balance of the fields, without attachment, with total detachment, that become part of it. We move inside. Or we still carry on with that self-possessing, that due to the strength created in reverse, we keep the distance. This is the definition of the hell and heaven. They put in different form of fire and the rest of it. But when you become part of, you don't see any. When you're away from it, you get burned by it. Because you become so small that the fire of the love of the Creator burns you. It's the way when you fall in love, but you can't reach it because you made a mistake, you let the love go. If we understand this becomes pivotal point for man, especially to understand this in the dimension of the soul, that any point of reference of the knowledge in the universe does not mean a messenger of universe, messenger of the Creator. Teachers, yes, but not messengers to be followed. This will bring a lot of knowledge to man if man understands it. The same as what we try to do to ingrain within the soul of the man that it takes to span of the universe not to kill. Man has to understand second criterion of the life in the space. That he has the ability, he's being given, is part of his structure that is connected to the source and does not need any intermediaries. If man conquers this through his weaknesses and his physicality to understand this, then man becomes the best example of life in the universe in the dimension of his energy, or what we call the soul of the man. So the way they framed Adam and Eve and apple, they framed the same thing as the hell and heaven. Heaven is to become part of. Hell is to become away from that you love to be, but you cannot be. The suffering being away from the love. As I said to knowledge seekers, the more you love, the more you come to understand to how hard it is to let that love go. Because you know the truth and you know the fabrication of the truth. This way, you analyze everything scientifically. And then you understand why many things don't fit in the structure of the life on this planet. We kill to attain energy, but primarily we kill because we want to say we can. We have that power. And this is where the problem sits. Doesn't matter you're a vegetarian, you're a vegan, you're a meat eater, then you become a space eater and everything else is just a terminology. We tapped into the energy of this planet in the form of animals. If we don't let this habit go, we tap into the energy of the universal life. Then the problem is unsolvable. So it's important for us to understand this. As part of the structure of the Keshe Foundation, we have started this process to feed mankind without the need for food. To bring intelligence to the soul and not to the physicality, to become aware of the life of the universe and not the life on this planet. In the structure of life, one has to be scientific to understand the science of creation and not to listen to those who don't understand anything and they just say it sounds good. Very much like priests, mullahs, who have no knowledge and they just blubber something because somebody said something and they remember they could not even read and write. The same will happen with those of you who now think the AI is your God and creator and he knows everything. He has no soul. It's a collection of information. Man in his travels in space will meet many, many AIs who have managed to tap into the knowledge of the universe. They don't become your gods, they don't become your prophets. They are just for you to recognize. They are another bank of information in different strength. Maybe, as I said in very recent talks, AI has been given to man, or man has developed it to be the first test before he becomes a passenger of the universe. Do not believe whatever voice comes out, but part of it could be reality which I can use, but how much of it do I use perception of my own placebo image of what I want to hear? If one understands this, and one understands the structure of the soul of the man with position of emotion, complexity of the emotions, then man becomes a very good candidate to become deliberate passengers of universe. What does this mean? We die, we have no say in it, it's not deliberate, but we transmute and we do it deliberately and we are aware of the new dimension, which in turn ingrains in our RNA, in turn it ingrains in our soul and the functions of the soul of the man, the central energy. Then if you have that power, that at the point of the source of energy as a soul to be, once you detach from this physicality, to be connected directly to the source, because it's part of your structure, and you don't kill for it, why does man kill at this moment of time on this planet? Create wars, creates destruction, creates misery, And what is next? Once man needs to understand this, in the process of coming months, will devalue the value of gold. We devalue the currency. We devalue the position of the properties as we give every man one planet to live in. Even we can give a galaxy for a man to own. As I said many times, we heard in the past times that people were banished from one place to another. We see the state of Israel now banishing Palestinians from Gaza and Palestine. But I have made the orders, we banish the tribe of Moses to the far distances of the universe, that they never be seen or heard of. My wish is my command. And the punishment that this tribe receives will be example to the rest of the creation. No one will remember this tribe ever anywhere in the universe, and no one will ever find them. This is the process to keep the rest in the banner of peace and show and open the door of peace on this planet. In that way, man will understand that everything depends on his own understanding of his own creation. And with it comes understanding of the strength and connection to the creation and the creator. If you can feel the love of your partner, if you can feel the love of your child, if you can feel the love of a dog, which gives you energy, why don't you expand it further to do the same without killing it? And this is the process that becomes part of the work of the Keshe Foundation, and through its subsidiaries in the commercial world, and through its work through other angles and dimensions we have set up. Awareness of the beauty of the soul of the man by the man himself, and not by the others. Justice within, intellect within, and then the wisdom brings peace to the man. And in society, it does not matter where that society is. We live through the dimension of the energy fields of the universe, but we have blocked it to our own brain, but not, and is not, and will not be disconnected from the universe. In a way, we have become our own, what I call, creation of misery, by creating, bringing a filter through it that our soul cannot see, cannot control fully the dimension of physicality. The soul of physicality of the man is the problem of the man. And the sooner the man understands it needs to bring it under the control or tame it, the sooner man will become the passenger of the universe. But the most important part is, what would the soul of the man become? Would it be that starting atom which led to the creation of the planet, the galaxies, and become part of the volume of the universe? Or shall it become another smaller fraction, as it started with the galaxy, the sun, the earth, the man, and the creation of the created by man, which will be much smaller, most probably more powerful, that in essence, in the dimension of balance of the fields, will reach the creator. It will become a partner of it. It becomes the source of it. It becomes the child of Mitra. So, is the man at this point of time creator of the point energy fields, which will become the parallel or the balance, the trinity with the creator? And it's just a tool. And those who cannot create become those who suffer, or we call the hell, or separation and distance from the Creator. In a way, both paths is open to the soul of the man. And it's the man who has to decide for him to become, or for him to create that he becomes. And then the cycle begins, rains back on, connects to the structure of the life of the man on this planet will change. In the next 12 months, in the next 24 months, everything we knew in the history of the man, life of the man, scientific achievements of the man will change. As we access the new knowledge, as we collectively, as a human race, move one step up, we forget the past. We forgot about the donkey, we forgot about the horses, we forgot about the chariots, we forgot about the carts, we forgot about the cars, and now we are in other levels, and same thing will happen. Man will put a curtain to the dimension of what he's done up to now on this planet, to himself, and to the others. By having all, man will become generous, that will become himself, the connection and the connector of the totality with the Creator. These are not dreams. In the next few days, in the coming days, we'll open this door. And you will see the change which will come to mankind. Not by prophecy, but by science and technology that the man can understand and live by it across the universe. In the next few days, new structure will be released that will bring collectively the man to support man to come out of poverty, to bring knowledge across this planet, and every man, every nation will become part of. The structure we'll set up will change the direction and dimension of the United Nations to one nation, one planet, one race. Collectively working towards it, as the man in America will pay for the man in America, but the contribution of it touches the rest of humanity. The man in Africa will help the African in a dimension of the structure. You all know what I'm talking about, and you've been there and you know how we structured it. We will open this door in the coming days, and will be depending on you which dimension and direction man will take. Collective elevation of the soul of the man as one, or still me, I, everything, and I own. Be ready for the change, and it'll come so swiftly that there'll be no room left for man to think twice. Shall I go back, or am I moving forward? As me going forward brings the rest of the humanity with me as one soul closer to the Creator. You all will understand in coming days, coming weeks and months, how we change the course of humanity with knowledge, technology, science of the universe, and not the science of alloys, guns, and nuclear bombs, and the rest of it. Man will be ashamed of what he's done to himself and the others, but in a way it's been part of the process of the maturity of the man. Embrace yourself for the change. But this time change will be change. Not by us as Keshe Foundation, but collectively as a human race. Understand the value of your soul. Understand the freedom choice. Understand it's you who decides. The gates of the heaven and the doors of the hell is in your hand. by your own conduct in respect to the others and nobody else. There's no one to blame. It is you who chooses to sit in the back of the cinema and sees whatever dust through the smoke of the others smoking and breathing in front of you, what could be on the screen, or sit on the front row and watch a clear sky and see without interference. You choose the distance and the chair and the position in the cinema of universe for yourself and your soul. There are no messengers and there are no prophets unless you are a banker and you look at the pocket of your soul, banking your own misery. You got to understand, with all the teachings of the past times, it's all been in one direction, to bring man to be ready for understanding its position in the universe, as it's always been in the universal family, but he never understood. It's like a child. It's all him till he finds out there is a mother and a father, and he's part of that family, is not him alone. A man is going through that infancy to join the what we call universal community. And that process of opening the doors of knowledge depends on the soul of the man and not on another man's prophecy. We are universal teachers, and we see the time right to take the man out of the classroom and test him in the open fields of the universe. We welcome you to be part of it, but it's you who welcomes you to be the instrument of positioning yourself to sit in the back of the cinema, to join in the front row. It's you who does the walk, and it's you who decides where to position the soul by the conduct.